sure you have enough slack. You'll have to unplug it to bring it out, but you can bring it out. The thing is, like, you're gonna have to do him like probably like in the middle of this red thing.
Okay.
But again, I've interviewed him before here, so you can just say like, hey, if you wouldn't mind meeting me like right there.
Okay, cool. Okay.
What's the drill?
Okay, I'll go talk to him.
All right. Yep.
got the clock.
You got the clock?
Yeah, that's the blue one. That's easy. What color is it?
I'll tell you what. Last night, almost full going on the field. Called me too. Huh? Mother died. So he has to take it to call him sick. I would have. It's kind of tough, with 4 guys in the club. But you know what? It worked out. It's a good thing they got him.
Yeah.
So he don't have.
Yeah.
You hear him more. I tried to. I got. What's the name of that school? I want to get email.
Canterbury.
Canterbury.
That's Canterbury Fair.
Okay. Because I got an email from him. He told me his mom was on.
Yeah.
And I want to. I know him. I know Jim Paul. Called right to his
Yeah,
phone.
I didn't even call. You know, he's a real good player. He doesn't,
Hello, family.
doesn't deal with
Gotta eat before I start yelling.
deal with that kind of
I know him. That's why I want to call.
He talks to Coach Allen all the time. But, that's Coach White.
I email him back and forth, but then I go back to school. I have to email him a couple of times.
He doesn't touch it.
And he answered.
Yeah, they're gonna walk at 2:15.
2:15?
Right that line.
I don't even know if he can play football. I don't even know if he can play football. So bad. He's coaching now.
I did. Let him.
Lost 48 nothing in the first round. Hey, son.
Oh, his teammate.
Now,
You know what? He'll build that.
yeah, what was his wife left?
Huh?
What was his wife left?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
It'd be a good turn. It's gonna be a big game.
Yeah. That's all I'm about to say.
There you go.
Say I can't wait. I got to laugh. Racing squeezed out at some point. I had that game last year. I went to the
In your seat, I see. In your seat.
This should be a good one.
That's because they start everything else. Every team from Lawrenceville State.
Oh, they are?
So,
What the hell you got to pay?
today's parents. Parents.
I laughed when I seen that thing. It's good.
They just didn't put it away.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I've been out there like that.
Oh, it has been.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, tomorrow's supposed to rain. That's good. Hey, last week, down here, freshman gave us 8 What about 58 goes over. 45 minutes to get home.
Oh,
Then I hit the traffic on 80. The blue one kept struggling. I said, Lord, down the hall. She said, I said, you want me to quit?
he likes that extra.
Taking a whole damn flight here.
Well, doing like the clock.
Instead of telling me she was worried about me.
I would definitely stick with the clock. Make it fun.
I like that.
I know, we have fun though.
I like that. Hey, as long as I can move, that's all.
I wonder who's doing the down in Petty crew next week.
The who?
The crew. We always get
I
screwed
don't
down.
know. Oh, it's Petty Day.
Down at Petty.
Down over there. You know, I'm a Belvedere and Westfield on Saturday.
My team's undefeated. We Yeah.
They know that?
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
He's coming back. Does she know that? Helen.
Oh, that's dumb over there? Oh, that's parents over there.
For sure. Hello.
Helen? Hey. LaBelle. Both of them, right?
We walked in because we walked in on the we always adopt.
Welcome to Blair Academy as the Buccaneers host the Big Red of Lawrenceville. Today is Parents Weekend, and we would also like to recognize the seniors on the Blair football team. Blair Academy would like to thank them for representing the school with the utmost integrity and character. We would like to wish them the best of luck next year. Accompanying the players will be their parents and family members. The seniors for Blair Academy. Number 2, Cody Romano, accompanied by parents Vicky and Pat Romano. Number 7, Dejae Pearson, walked out by Teddy Wenner. Number 56, Jack 6, walked out by parents Jane and Lanny 6. Number 60, Sid Sharp, with parents Lisa and Rob Sharp and sister Maria. Number 76, Jose Martinez, with parents Janelli and Jose Martinez Jr. Number 22, Jason Owe, walked out by parents Tanya and Henry Owe. Number 80, Spencer Quinn, walked out by Father Patrick Quinn. Number 66, Alex Roberts, walked out by parents Nancy and Doug Roberts. Number 30, Danny Sisler, walked out by parents Robin and Howard Sisler. Blair Academy is managed coached by two seniors. First, Jade Hernandez being accompanied by Roy Wilson. The second, Helen Mercedes, is accompanied by Father Francisco Hernandez and Mother Maribal Matos. Blair football is led by three senior captains. The first, number 3, Willie Kaiser, led by parents Annette and Dan Kaiser and sister Katie. Number 5, the quarterback, Thomas Jenkins, with parents Jackie and Jay. Rounding out the seniors for Blair Academy is number 54, Craig Carell, with parents Kathy and Craig Carell Sr. Blair Academy is coached by head coach Jim Saylor and assisted by Jay Jenkins, Roy Wilson, Gary Haas, Greg Bowman, Nick Flora, and Mike Coyle. Thank you, Buccaneers, and good luck in today's game. Today's contest is being refereed by Vic Moncalieri, line judge Anthony Mazzarella, umpire Shane Hudley, head linesman Steve Stetcher, field judge Tom Haggerty, and side judge Richard Lieutenant. coin toss and defers. Lawrenceville will receive the kick. Welcome again. Please stand and remove your hats for the national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to Blairstown, New Jersey for today's contest on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. We've got a Maple League contest for you. My name is Kevin Fodinger, and joining me for this broadcast are Allie Wenner and Tyler Conroy. Thank you for joining us on a 74-degree sunny day in Blairstown. It's Parents' Weekend. We're excited to get off this Maple League matchup. 5-1 Blair Academy looks to extend their record. They'll be kicking off 3-4 Lawrenceville. A very good defensive Lawrenceville unit, as we'll find out. Dealt with a couple of injuries this season. Struggled a little bit, especially against Hun in the last time out. And receiving the kick is Dallas Martin. Martin between the hash marks, and he is downed at about the 15-yard line. Here are the Cowbells in attendance. And Martin is a name we may be calling a little bit today. We actually did Lawrenceville's game in their win over Petty. It was a defensive win for sure. The defense kept them in the game. They took it over in the fourth quarter, and Dallas Martin made some big catches. And we'll get to the player of that matchup a little bit later on as we get started. Drew Friedman is the quarterback. He is a freshman out of Princeton, New Jersey. He will hand off right tackle, and then getting to about the 22-yard line on the carry there was Jaden Bailey, a junior running back out of Burlington, Canada. And this is a Lawrenceville team, as we learned against Petty, that likes to keep things moving. They'll go 4 wide on this set. quick out on the left side. Catch made by Mohamed Jakite, a senior. And Jakite is very close to the sticks. Looks like he needed to get to the 29, and we'll see where they spot the ball. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. You didn't miss much. First down of the ball game. After just 2 plays. Out to the 29-yard line. Friedman, one-step drop, fires to the left side, and it's Jakite again trying to make a couple players miss, and he's down. They'll get right back up to the line. Jack 6, one of the players in on the tackle, 6'3", 223 out of Guilford, Connecticut, one of the seniors honored before the game today. Out of the pistol set. And once again, the handoff off the left side. And Jaden Bailey will be stopped. One of the things we did not see a lot from Lawrenceville against Petty was the run game. They were content to just pass it. And Rob Rolfe was the junior from Scarsdale, New York, but he's been dealing with some issues as he passes over to the right side, and the tackle is made. It is Rolfe, by the way, who is in the game. I misspoke and said Friedman earlier, but it is Rolfe, and stopped short. Great job by the Blair defensive unit there. Blair is a team that likes to run the ball, as we'll find out shortly. That triple option style offense. Evan Monfrey is the punter, and he gets a lot of hang time on this one, prompting a fair catch from Cody Romano. And Blair will have decent field position, setting up at the 39-yard line. Let's take a look at the Maple League standings here, show you what this game means. Hun absolutely dominated Lawrenceville last week. They are 7-0 and 3-0 in the conference, and Lawrenceville right up there, as you can see, with Blair at 2-1 in conference play. So they can get right back in things with a win here. That win over Petty, of course, was huge a couple weeks ago. Handoff up the guts, and that's going to go for about nothing for Willie Kaiser. Willie Kaiser, 5'11", 172-pound running back and free safety out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. He's that wrestler-type fullback you'll see in some of these triple option-type, veer-type offenses. Very hard worker. One of the team captains. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Couple minutes into the first quarter. Pitch play right side. Trying to fight outside right tackle, and the ball's on the ground. Lawrenceville recover. Yes, they did. And Lawrenceville has it at the 41-yard line of Blair. And there's that defense that we were telling you about briefly. So Blair goes 2 plays and turns it over. So no team has had a drive of more than 5 plays yet, and Lawrenceville's going to try it out onto the field. 9:16 remaining in the first quarter. Ball on the Blair 41-yard line. Rolfe airing it out, and it's broken up. Good defensive play by the aforementioned Willie Kaiser.
Rob Rolfe's pass attempted for Mohamed Diakite is broken up by number 3, Willie Kaiser.
2nd down and 10 for Lawrenceville. Rob Rolfe is a dual threat quarterback, working out of the pistol set. Play action on this one. They'll roll to the right side, throwing right, and they'll say no catch. It looked like the catch was made, but you got to control as you go out of bounds, and that was Dallas Martin, who they were going for on the play. Taheem Crocker, one of the defenders, to force the incompletion. Still no score. 9 minutes left in the first quarter of this Maple League matchup. Key 3rd down play. Quick pass left side, and the catch is made inside the 30-yard line. Well done by Mohamed Jakite, senior out of Northampton, Pennsylvania. Wide receiver, and once again Lawrenceville will move right up to that line.
Number 6, Mohamed Diakite, brought down by
Quick drop, and he's going to go long as Rolf. Looking right side and in and out of the hands of Dallas Martin. Cody Romano once again on the coverage.
Martin is incomplete.
Romano's also a senior. And so Blair has the luxury of having some senior defensive backs. And both Kaiser and Romano have done very well so far this afternoon. Second down. Handoff up the middle with some space. And breaking tackles inside the 10. Great run by Bailey there. Jaden Bailey, the junior.
Taken by number 34, Jaden Bailey. It's good for a first down.
And right back up to the line again. Some early movement up the middle, and looks like it's going to be our first flag of the game, and it might be encroachment. It is on Blair. Boy, this strategy really has Blair at their heels. Great job by Lawrenceville of running the up-tempo early.
Encroachment on Blair's defense.
In motion it is Chiquite. And Rolf will roll to that side, being chased, and he's sacked! Oh, might be a face mask at the end there, but we got a chance to see Jason Owe down to the 15. A loss of at least 5 yards, but the penalty is going to remedy that for Lawrenceville. And there is a face mask at the end of that hit. He pulled him down.
Personal foul, number 22.
Jason Owe, we'll talk about him as the game goes along. 6'7", 233 out of Howell, New Jersey. One of the key seniors for this Blair squad. Sixth play of the drive upcoming. Started at the 41 of Blair after a fumble on Blair's second play from scrimmage. Bailey knifing up the middle, and he's upended. It's close to that goal line. Big tackle there.
Brought down short, goal line.
Will they go back to Bailey again? And Rolf is wrapped up underneath. Looks like Jack Six, who has made a couple of tackles today.
Rob Rolf takes it himself for a very short game.
A couple of the coaches consider Lawrenceville's D to be possibly the best in the conference. And they certainly showed that in the win over Petty. And they forced a fumble here that could give them the first points of the contest. Rolf, quick throw on a slant, caught, and that will be a touchdown. Nice job by Mohamed Jakite, who's had a couple of catches on this drive. And we're going to take another look at that. As you see, he got the inside position on the defensive back, and a great route run by Jakite, who is now going to kick the extra points. Holder is Aiden Kane. Hold is down, the kick is up. And it is good. 7:15 remaining in the first quarter, and Lawrenceville leads it 7-0. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Blairstown. It is 7-0. Lawrenceville in the lead after a fumble recovery. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Rolf to Jakite. 7 plays, 41 yards in 2 minutes after that fumble recovery. Very efficient by Lawrenceville to get on the board. And Jakite is going to be kicking off. Back to receive for Blair, Pearson, and also Crocker. And the football's not going to cooperate, so he'll set it up again. As we mentioned before, this is a matchup of two teams who are both 2-1 in the Maple League. And Hun won by a big margin last week against this Lawrenceville squad. And we talked a lot about the Petty game. As you can see, they're going to have to hold this one. Coming over for Lawrenceville is Eli Klein. Kwesi Adu-Diawo for Lawrenceville, the senior. He was the defensive back of the week. Trenton Football Organization named him that after the 18-16 upset win over Petty. And Adu-Diawo led the charge on D. He had 9 tackles, 1 forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and an interception late that clinched that key victory. And already a turnover. Blair -1 on that margin. And they will have a chance to right the ship here. A short kick is fielded up early. Nice job by Kevin Dittman, 6'3", 173-pound freshman. Big target there, taking it out to about the 33. So we have a chance now to talk about Thomas Jenkins, 6'1", 193 pounds, out of Blairstown, the senior. And when you run an offense like Blair does, you got to count on your quarterback to make the correct read a lot of the time. Even though the quarterback's not throwing as many times, it's still a very mentally intensive position under center in this type of offense. 7:09 remaining in the first quarter. And it's Jenkins who's running outside the left side and into Lawrenceville territory to the 49. And that's their first down today. Into about 16 on the run. See if this gets Blair back into it. Get them some momentum from the left hash mark into Lawrenceville territory. Receiver split out to the right side is Pearson. And Romano in the slot. Handoff going up the middle. Up the gut to about the 46-yard line. And that was Willie Kaiser. Get him about 2 on the play. So if you're just joining us, 7 plays, 41 yards in 2 minutes. The touchdown drive for Lawrenceville coming after a forced fumble that set them up at the Blair 41. It was Jakite who had the touchdown reception. Again, 2 wide to the right. Scanning the defense. And he hands it off, and the tackle made in the backfield. Nice play by Terrence Mathis, junior defensive lineman out of Philadelphia.
Number 4, Brinson is caught in the back.
Brinson had the carry.
Number 3, Caleb Weber.
Bring up a 3rd down. Lawrenceville has 2 first downs. Blair has 1 so far this afternoon. Still in the first quarter of action. Jenkins, this time a drop back to pass. Off his back foot, has an open receiver. It's caught. Brinson, and he's in for 6. "46 yards to the house. Jenkins to Brinson. We're going to figure out how he got so wide open. Well done. As the pressure on the blitz was coming, Jenkins stood in there off his back foot, delivered it, and he got the touchdown. Look at that. I would love that much room to make a catch. And 46 yards, just like that. Blair is 1 point away from tying this game. So 2 very quick strike drives so far today. Junhan Park, 5'8", 145 pounds. Out of Korea. He's the junior. He's the kicker. He boots it up. And that one is straight through the uprights. So we're all tied up at 7. 5:35 to play in the first quarter on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. And Blair set to kick it away. Another short boot. Taken on one hop by Martin. Out past the 15, out of the 20. Romano and 6, and a number of other blue shirts bringing him down for the Buccaneers. So back in the hands of Lawrenceville. 5:29 to play in the first quarter. Already 2 touchdowns. Lawrenceville sets up on the right hash on their own 22-yard line. So that last drive for Blair was about 1 minute and 40 seconds. 4 plays, 65 yards, capped off by the 46-yard pass from Jenkins to Brinson. Dueling quarterback so far today. Bailey up the gut. Oh, shying away from a couple tacklers. And then Owe, one of the men, to bring him down after a gain of 4 or so. And Lawrenceville right back up to the line. Trips to the left. Quick drop and batted away by Owe. That'll bring up 3rd down. Kind of tough to miss a 6'7" body there when you're throwing, and he's in the way. Lawrenceville's first drive only lasted 3 plays or so, and they got the ball back on a fumble and scored a touchdown. Rolf's going to air it out, looking for Martin. Martin tries to get inside, but that one's going to be incomplete, and no flags. Romano on the coverage. That'll bring up 4th down. Big stand by Blair. "7-7" your score. It'll be Monfrey to do the punting again. He was outstanding against Petty. His first punt here had some very good hang time. See what he does here, controlling the low snap. Does he prompt the fair catch again? No, he does not. Romano fields it. Now out past the 50. Cutting to the right side of the field between the hash marks. Breaks another tackle. Now spins out of another one, and he's down inside the 40-yard line. Michael O'Keefe out there for Lawrenceville. And this is the best starting field position that Blair has had in this first quarter of play with 4:43 to go in it. Starting from the Lawrenceville 38-yard line. Jenkins, the pitch, left side. This is Brinson. Brinson cuts back inside the numbers toward the 25-yard line. And he's downed over there immediately by Harrison Burke, junior linebacker out of North Las Vegas, Nevada. And Burke was key in that win over Petty as well. He was one of the names we called the most in that matchup. Big first down run by Brinson. The third first down today for Blair. That was a gain of about 10 even. Jenkins is going to keep it himself. Finds a hole inside left guard, and he's met with some resistance. And the first man there for Lawrenceville was Nick Wilcox. Second down and about 5 after the carry by the quarterback for Blair. Jenkins takes his time as he surveys the defense. A man in motion. It's Brinson. Brinson gets the pitch, and Lawrenceville was ready for him that time. Burke over there, wrapping up for a loss. I'll give him a little forward progress back to about the 30-yard line. Loss of about 7 there on that play. Well diagnosed by the Big Red defense. Buccaneers are going to face their first 3rd and 10-plus decision of the ball game. 3rd and 12. On the 30-yard line. What will Jenkins do here? Will he pass? Yes, he will. He loads up, fires down the middle of the field. It is picked off. Mohamed Chirkite with the key interception, and he's got room to run. Runs past 6, now down the left sideline in front of his own bench, and he's bumped out of bounds. Second turnover of the day by Blair. A big play by Lawrenceville's defense yet again. .231 remaining in this first quarter. Still knotted up at 7. First down and 10 for Lawrenceville. I was already expecting them to run a play the way that they've been operating so far offensively. But even they have to slow down and set things up. Coach Harry Flaherty with the tie on the sideline for the Big Red. Rolfe tries to get away from Owe. Can he do it? He throws the pass, and it's incomplete, but oh man, he survives this one. Rolfe was not scared when he had a 6'7" body in front of him. Great job by the Lawrenceville quarterback to keep his awareness. Also in the area for Blair was Owen Treppin out of Summerville, South Carolina. And so they will just go back to 2nd down and 10, will the Big Red. And it's Bailey who is wrapped up and sent back. Jack 6 again. A middle linebacker and D end for this Blair team. He has been everywhere so far. So a 3rd down and 11. Rolfe has some time. No, he doesn't. It's 6 in the backfield. Second sack of the day by Blair. Sets up another 3 and out. Back-to-back 3 and outs for the Lawrenceville offense. And the clock continues to run. So we've seen a lot from Monfrey. Last time Romano got a decent return into Lawrenceville territory. High snap this time. Low kick. Romano is going to receive again inside his own 30. Jukes one man out of his shoes, loses the football. And Lawrenceville jumped on top of it first, then it squirted out and looks like they did retain possession. 3rd turnover of the day by Blair. Coaches will always tell you when they look at the keys to the game that turnovers are going to be among them. Could be the case today. Blair's going to have to rely on that defense yet again as Lawrenceville will set up on Blair's 39-yard line. Final minute 14 of quarter 1. Rolfe. Quick pass. Martin able to snag the reception, and he's down for a loss of 1 at the 40-yard line. Good wrap-up tackle by Romano. Boy, nearly had the interception. Nice concentration by Martin on the near side. Pistol set for the Big Red. Rolf calling signals. And on the play action, he's going to keep it. And he falls inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. And in the area, Nolan Hogue, the safeties for the Buccaneers. Brings up third down. It's a screen pass left side. Jakite breaks one tackle. Now down the sideline, and he's wrapped up at the 20-yard line. A touchdown saving tackle for Blair Academy by Sid Sharp. That's the third first down of the day for Lawrenceville. All the way to the Blair 21-yard line. Rolf has been outstanding so far today throwing the football. Jakite already with a touchdown reception, and he has an interception for the Big Red. Rolf will take a look at Coach Flaherty on the sideline, who's gesticulating wildly with his hands. Get that play off, he's probably saying. And now Rolf is going to start running, trying to stiff arm a man, and wrapped up at the 20-yard line. And once again, it's Sharp who knocks him down for a gain of 1. Sharp saved a touchdown a couple plays earlier. We're going to have a timeout on the field. So we'll take a timeout as well as we get set for the second quarter. 7-all between Blair and Lawrenceville after 1 quarter of play on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Back to Blairstown as we've got 2 touchdown passes on back-to-back drives early in the first quarter. Those are your scores so far today, as they've swapped fields, and it's 2nd down and 10 for Lawrenceville. Moving right to left as you see it. Rolf to Bailey on a counter play, and he spun down. Last to tap him down on that play was Sid Sharp after a gain of about 4 inside the 20-yard line. Bailey's been running tough so far today. 3 turnovers for Blair Academy, and they still remain tied with Lawrenceville. Jenkins is coming onto the field a little bit late. Thomas Jenkins will take the spot at the D-back spot. Pistol set for Rolf and company. Quick drop. He's going end zone. And Romano trying to fight for it, and it's going to be incomplete. Dallas Martin was the intended target. Martin looked like he was motioning that his arm got held, but no flags. Pretty well-disciplined game so far. We saw an encroachment and a face mask. The lone penalties thus far, both against Blair Academy. Bring up a 4th down. From the 21. Rolf going back to that right side. Romano bats it away. Good defensive play. They thought they liked that matchup, did Lawrenceville, but could not get the jump ball to work. Well defended by Romano. So that drive started at the Blair 39, and they worked their way all the way to the Blair 18 and turned it over on downs. And speaking of turnovers, Blair and Coach Jim Saylor, they have to figure out a way to hold on to the football. About a minute into the second quarter, Blair will take over. Ball on their own 18-yard line. Out of the veer type set and right up the middle for only about 1 yard on the play.
The handoff to Willie Kaiser is taken for a short gain.
Kaiser on the carry there. Kaiser is our play-by-player to watch. 5'11", 172 pounds, a team captain from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. He's only had a couple of carries so far today. We expect him to get more. He's that workhorse type back for Blair Academy. And then they'll bring the speed sometimes with Brinson, as we saw on the touchdown reception earlier. Pitch back play, right side to Crocker. Crocker trying to get some space outside the sideline, and we've got a flag, and we've also got what is going to be about 3 yards short of a first down. Let's see what the laundry is all about here. 10:44 remaining in the second quarter. 7-all is your score. Thanks for joining us today on the Play-by-Play Sports Network for this Maple League Clash. At some point, we will be taking a look at the schedules as well, just to kind of see what's ahead as the season starts to wind down as we move into November. Continue to discuss possible hold there. You know what? I said at some point we would do that. Let's do that now. Let's take a look at the schedule. And we'll take a look at Lawrenceville. And we mentioned the big loss, 49-14. Hunt School is, without a doubt, the top team in the Maple League this season, football-wise. And then, as you see, they will host Hill. The Hill School will be next. Lawrenceville 3-4 this year. They had a big losing streak there for a while, and then a big win over Mercersburg, and that petty victory was just a really well-played fourth quarter, especially defensively. So it's a personal foul on Lawrenceville. And that brings up second down and 5 to go. Jenkins under center. Pitch play left side, Brinson. Brinson winding his way through the defense, and he's got a first down for the Bucks. To the 30-yard line of Blair. 4 first downs for the Buccaneers.
The pitch to Deshaun Brinson is taken for a first down.
Brinson has a 46-yard touchdown reception. That was earlier with 5:35 remaining in the first quarter. To answer a Lawrenceville touchdown, the only scoring so far. First down and 10. Pitch play, right side. It's Romano. Romano finds some space to the 40-yard line, and he's upended. To the 44 of Blair. Jordan Blassengame, the senior D-back, with the stop. But he was not able to prevent another first down for the Buccaneers. Blassengame, another key component to that petty victory. He was targeted a lot in one-on-one situations in that game and came away with a victory most of the time. And we have a timeout on the field. Jenkins with the helmet off. And so we will take a timeout as well. 7-7, 9:45 left in the first half from Blairstown, New Jersey. Time for our Coach's Corner, and we spotlight Blair head coach Jim Saylor, who took the helm of the Buccaneer football program in 2016, and that was after nearly a decade as the team's offensive and defensive line coach. And he's worked with middle and high school athletes on football fields across the U.S. for more than 25 years. A lot of experience for Coach Saylor, and his team so far having a successful season this year. Handoff up the middle. Kaiser trying to find some space, but as of yet, he's not been able to. First man to make the stop, Caleb Weber, linebacker from Washington State for Lawrenceville. Gain of about 2 on the play. Jenkins coming back over. Blair operates out of the huddle and has that triple option style offense, while Lawrenceville elects to not huddle and runs out of a spread. 2 different dynamics, and we're knotted up at 7. Second down. They're going to pass. Will the Buccaneers, airing it out near side, incomplete, and a pass interference. They were looking for Pearson. And on the coverage was Isaiah Cherry. I don't believe he had a chance to turn around there, as we'll take a look at the replay. That was an easy call, if we've had any in this game for the officials so far today. And as you can see, Dajay Pearson went down, so that helped out the call, and I think that push and then the late turnaround led to the call. So that's the first penalty on Lawrenceville, I believe. Second, actually, on Lawrenceville. And so Blair's in Big Red territory. 6th play of this drive upcoming. First down and 10. Pitch play left side. Brinson knifing through the D, and he's wrapped up. An ankle tackle takes him to the 30-yard line. Micah Jones with the stop. Well-played football game in some aspects. Unfortunately for Blair fans, 3 turnovers. But fortunately for Blair fans, the score is tied. Lawrenceville's had some chances and could not execute in Blair territory. Pitch to the right side, it's Crocker. Crocker cannot get away from the stop. Made by Jordan Blassingame. Snuffed out well, good tackling angle. Brings up 3rd down. And so we've got a 3rd down and 5 to go for Blair Academy, and Blair has been throwing on these 3rd down situations to some success, including a touchdown of the 46-yard variety in the first quarter. 2 passing TDs in this game. Jenkins is directing traffic, motioning the wide receivers over. Now he scans the D. Sends a man in motion. Ball on the ground. Did he get on top of it? It looked as if he did first. We'll have to see if Blair recovered the fumble. As the officials sort out the pile. And he did a good job, did Jenkins, of jumping on top of that bobble snap. So nearly the 4th turnover in the game for Blair. Good job by Jenkins to keep it in Buccaneer hands as they set up for a punt attempt, it seems. And Diasa Chiquite, Jr. out of Northampton, walking back, standing at his own 10-yard line to receive what could be a punt. And this is Blair's first punting opportunity today. It's a high boot on the right side. Oh, what a punt inside the 10-yard line. Good boot by Sid Sharp for the Buccaneers. And Lawrenceville started on their own 43, Blair's 39, the last 2 drives, and this is going to be much better starting field position for the Blair defense to work with. So Rolf will come out, and he has been neutralized, at least recently. The quarterback for the Big Red is able to get outside the pocket, Petty School players were telling us they had never faced to that point a dual threat quarterback with the skill of Rolf before that game. And Bailey goes for no gain pretty much. Nolan Hope with the down there. 2nd down and 10 for Lawrenceville. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit, about 5 miles per hour across the field. The pump fake. Now airing it out near side, but out of bounds is Rolf. Intended target on that play, Bryce Barron. And Dajay Pearson providing the coverage. Third down and 10. Lawrenceville with that quick strike offense. The problem with that is you give the ball back to the other team if you throw 3 incomplete passes like that fairly quickly. Rolf, what a pass down the middle of the field across the 40 to about the 45-yard line. And that first down play was made by Jack Coolene, the tight end, the first time they targeted the sophomore today.
The reception by number 82, Jack Cooley, is brought for a big gain, brought down by number 3, Willie Kaiser.
35-yard pass gain on the pass from Rolf to Coolene. Rolf going to air it out again. Up the middle, going for the tight end. And this one incomplete. Looks like Lawrenceville had found a matchup that they liked with the size of Coolene. Sophomore out of Princeton, New Jersey. And Bailey had been running it a little more earlier for Lawrenceville in this game, and the Big Reds decided to go to the air, and that's what they're going to continue to do. Quick strike play to the left side to about midfield. Craig Coral with the stop on Bryce Barron. Gain of 6 on the play. Another pass play, pressure, and was that a fumble? I think it was. It's picked up for Blair. David Ajabo running it in. And that is the first turnover that Blair forces, and it leads to points. We'll take a look at the replay. We do have the luxury of that. We don't have the NBC it vision where we can tell if the arm was going forward or not. But real time, it certainly looked like a fumble. There's Rolf. And, well, I guess so. Ajabo had the recovery, but you saw there, Jack 6 forced the fumble. Jack 6 has to be the player of the game defensively so far for Blair. Ended up being about a 20-yard return there after the big stop. And so the extra point is good. Ajabo points to the sky after he's given his team a lead. And after the extra point, it's 14-7 Buccaneers with 5:19 left in the first half. 6 forced the fumble, and Ajabo with the return. And now Blair gets some help from its D. They turned it over 3 times, and they get their first turnover, and it leads to a touchdown. A 6-play drive for Lawrenceville made it to midfield for that key play in the backfield. Yet another short kick. And Diasa Jakite will receive it. And a tackle made by Kaiser to the 29. Let's take a look at Blair's schedule. We looked at Lawrenceville's schedule this season and see what Blair has coming up. They got that big game against Petty that we will have on the Play-by-Play Sports Network for you. Trying to get that 3-game win streak are the Buccaneers. That one loss coming to Hun, 33-26. 5:14 left in the first half. Lawrenceville is going to have to talk about it after Blair will take a timeout. And that lets us take a look at Lawrenceville's head coach in the huddle with the tie. That's Harry Flaherty. Talked a little bit about Coach Saylor for Blair earlier. And Coach Flaherty in his 3rd season with the Big Red. And he's a Princeton University grad. He took a graduate assistant coaching role at Tennessee, went to law school. Had a look at the NFL, and he's just a few miles down Route 206 from his alma mater. He is an Oceanport native. And again, as we mentioned, his 3rd season as head coach at Lawrenceville. And it's a team that was struggling a little bit over the past couple of seasons of Flaherty's tenure. They came up just short of winning records to the Big Red. And this season, as you saw at the Open, 3-4. So not only do they have a shot at jumping ahead of Blair in the conference record standings, they have a shot at getting that 500 mark or even above 500 if they can win their last 2 contests. We're back underway, and the handoff going to Bailey off left guard. Not Bailey, actually, this time, I assumed. And you should never assume that was Eli Klein with the carry to the 30-yard line. Gain of 1. Rolf settling in. Fakes the pass left side, being chased by Owe. He's going to run, and he'll slide as he's hit up high. Ooh. Down to about the 34-yard line. And Blair may have taken the worst of it. No, it looks like everybody's okay after that, thankfully. Jabo being assisted up off the ground. That was a gain of 4 yards for Rolf. 3rd down and 6. Rolf looking right side, being chased from behind, rolling out, and he's going to throw it away. There was a receiver in the area. Looks like another 3 and out for this tough defense. Well done. Hajabo breathing very heavy as he goes to the sideline. Man, he had quite a few series there, forcing Rolf into poor throwing situations coming off the edge on the rush. And once again, Monfrey is going to be doing the punting. Romano shields his eyes with the sun. No fair catch. He gets past the first man. Oh, and he's decked to the 46-yard line. Nick Wilcox. Oh, fast-moving second quarter. And Blair will get the football back with 4:08 to play in the half. 1st and 10 for their own 46. It's been 2 series without the offense being on the field. Blair had a fumble recovery touchdown. Enabled them to take their first lead of this game. Jenkins nailed after no gain. Huge hit delivered by Caleb Weber. And that sends the Lawrenceville faithful to their feet on the bench on the far side. At Hampshire Field. Very tough quarterbacks we're seeing in this game. Still standing in there. Jenkins running back to the huddle. 2nd down and 10 after no gain on that play. And the one good thing about Blair's offensive attack is they keep the clock moving. They did defer, so they will get the ball in the second half. Pitch play left side. Brinson trying to weave his way through defenders. He cannot do so. Ball's loose. And Lawrenceville with a fumble recovery. That was Wilcox who picked it up. And we'll have to take a look at that play to see who delivered the hit. But Lawrenceville is going to have the football after the 4th Blair turnover of the afternoon. Player down on the field, so they're taking a timeout for the moment. So you turned it over 4 times, yet you're still in the lead 14-7 if you're Blair. You're going to be very fortunate. Reasons for that, of course, are Blair's defensive performance in this ball game. And Blair Academy trying to move to 6-1 before their season-ending showdown against Petty. Again, we'll have that on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. So to recap the scoring so far in this game, a 7-play, 41-yard drive over 2 minutes with 7:15 remaining in the first quarter. And a 2-yard touchdown pass from Rolf to Jakite. Lawrenceville led 7-0 after that point. But then on the ensuing possession, it was Blair Academy who struck quickly. 4 plays, 65 yards, in about 1:40 to tie it up at 7. Jenkins, a 46-yard pass touchdown to Brinson. And a Jack 6 forced fumble recovered by Ajabo, returned about 35 yards. This one is a high snap, and that one's fumbled. Ball still on the ground, and Ole on top of it to the 39-yard line. We'll take a look at that again. High snap. I don't know if he had possession, Rolf. He put one hand on it to trap it on the turf. Oh, they're going to say it's Lawrenceville ball. Well, we're going to look at this, and we're going to see what we say here. High snap. Well done by Rolf to slide over there, but the ball is bobbling, as you can see. He did not have full possession, but I guess the whistle's blew. And Owe should have a fumble recovery at the 39-yard line. At least that's what it looks like to us. He jumped on the ball, but the ball was still coming out. Didn't look like he secured it. Boy, Lawrenceville dodged a bullet there. Rolf's going to come out throwing to Martin, and Martin is laid out just shy of midfield by Romano. So that brings up 3rd down. That was a good look on that replay. Boy, should have been the 2nd turnover for the Blair D. Blair still leads, though. They're -3 on the turnover margin today. See what Lawrenceville can do on 3rd and very long. Rolf finding space, chucks it long downfield, and incomplete. Too long for the intended target. Romano defending. 1:58 to play. Blair will have a 2-minute drill opportunity here. Monfrey comes out to punt yet again. At least 5 punts for Evan Monfrey today. Four turnovers for Blair. A couple of fumbles. Now Romano is going to fair catch this one at his own 10-yard line. And the Buccaneers will have 1:50 to work with. See what Coach Jim Saylor elects to do here. Interception by Jakite, a muffed punt as well. Some of the turnovers for Blair Academy. So on their own 11 with 1:50 to operate with, the Buccaneers will come out. We'll see if they'll be conservative or if they're going to go for some points, as they did defer the coin toss. Well, it looks like they're going to talk about exactly what they want to do. And so we'll be back in just a moment. 14-7, Blair in the lead, 1:50 to play in the first half from Blairstown, New Jersey. All right, so Coach Saylor has convened the troops, and he has talked about something, and we will find out what that something is, hopefully soon. And that would be whether Blair will elect to try try to move the ball downfield since they're on their own 11. See if they can go for this or whether they'll be conservative. Jenkins under center. He's going to pitch it right side. Oh, almost a fumble. Well done there by Blair. Jordan Blasingame with the tackle. And I think that was Crocker who was able to hold on to the football and keep the play alive for Blair. Minute 39 left. And we've got a timeout, I believe, called by Lawrenceville here as they sense an opportunity to get the football back. So each team has 7 points off of turnovers in this game. Blair has turned it over 4 times. Lawrenceville has turned it over 1 time. Yet Blair Academy still leads 14-7. It was 7-all after the first quarter. 7 minutes and 15 seconds in quarter 1. Rolf to Chiquite, 2-yard pass. And then 5:35 left in the first. It was a 4-play drive capped off by Jenkins' pass touchdown to Brinson for 46 yards. Then we got to the second quarter. It was a quick turnover and downs by Lawrenceville. Blair turned it over. And then Lawrenceville, well, they turned it over. And it was a costly turnover at that as Jack 6 forced a fumble coming around on the right side. And it looked like Rolf was trying to get it away, but before his arm started moving forward, he knocked the football out. Picked up by Ajabo at about the 25-yard line or so. He ran it all the way back down the left sideline for a touchdown. And it's 14-7. All the kickers have made their PATs so far as well today. So out of the Lawrenceville timeouts, Blair will try to keep that clock churning and maybe aim for a first down here. As it is Jenkins, jukes to the right side, and he has bottled up Wilcox on the right side of the line. And quickly another clock stoppage by Coach Flaherty and the Lawrenceville Big Red.
That brings up
3rd down and 10, and Blair's had some success passing on 3rd downs. They've not passed in a while, have the Buccaneers, though. At least 6 plays without throwing one. At this point, they're trying not to turn it over again, obviously, in this type of field position. We've only seen Blair punt 1 time today. Coach Saylor probably happy about the scoreboard, probably not happy about the offensive execution or lack thereof in terms of the fumbles and the interception. Mohamed Chiquite was key in the first quarter for Lawrenceville. Jack 6 has done a very good defensive performance. Ajabo as well, and Owe, of course, always in the mix defensively for Blair. Some of the key names so far for the Buccaneers defensively. Jenkins is going to play it safe on the quarterback keeper, and he's going to run right into the line. And it looks like Lawrenceville is going to stop the clock yet again. 1:20 left in the first half. So they triggered their timeouts. Good timeout management by Coach Flaherty and the Big Red. 14-7, Blair in front, 1:20 remaining from Hampshire Field. Thanks for joining us on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Kevin Fodinger, Allie Winter, and Tyler Conroy. So Coach Flaherty, coming into this season, he said that his team had to play with a lot of tempo offensively, and then defensively they just had to make sure that their guys were in great condition and they were doing the best as coaches to play to their strengths. Not the biggest team out on the field, but they've got guys who are smart football players, well-conditioned guys who play fast, and we've seen some of that football IQ on display today as Lawrenceville has forced 4 turnovers, yet they still trail 14-7. Defensively, as we've found out this season, with the exception of the Hun game, Hun's just a good team. Lawrenceville has been very good. Just had to get their offensive numbers up. And Rolf is not bad, but great defensive coverage by the D-backs on the outside have prevented the long ball for the Big Red today. And we've got some flags down on the field. And it looks like Blair's going to be backing up. Is that an illegal procedure call? And so even less room for the punter to operate with. Sid Sharp had a great punt his last time punting. He drilled it inside the 10-yard line to the 9. I doubt he's going to be able to do that this time for some reason. Stands on the very back of his own end zone. Calling for the snap. He receives. But boots it up in the air. Oh, boy. And that one's out of bounds at the 21. The linesman will say it's out at the 21-yard line. 1:14 to go. Lawrenceville, I believe, is out of timeouts. Yes, they are. So this, without a doubt, is the best field position that Lawrenceville's offense has had to start with. And once again, Blair is going to have to be called upon to make a defensive stand. Rolf coming out. Why not take a couple of shots? You're not going to get the ball first in the second half anyway. You got great field position. Looks like they're going to pass right away. Martin with the catch at the 10-yard line. And he's wrapped up trying to fight out of it, but he cannot. Wrestling him down is Cody Romano. Romano's been targeted a lot so far today, including in one-on-ones against Martin, where he's matched up again on the right side of the screen. And Rolf's going to spike it with Lawrenceville being out of timeouts. 51 seconds to go. Still in the first half. Lawrenceville trying to tie this one up. 3rd down and short from the 12-yard line of Blair. 3rd play of the drive. Roll, pump fake. Pumps again. He's running away from Ojabo. Throws it out of bounds, and is it picked off? It is! Intercepted by Romano. What a great job of keeping his feet in bounds. Rolf was just trying to throw it away. He was running away from Ojabo's pressure on the edge, and it forced an interception. So that turnover margin number starts to flip Blair's way. They're still -2. We've seen 6 combined turnovers in this game. 44 seconds left. Lawrenceville out of timeout. So once again, we ask ourselves what Blair will want to do with the defer into the second half as far as the coin toss was concerned. And it looks like we're just going to run to half number 2 with a 14-7 lead. Ojabo and Owe have been outstanding today on that defensive line position as they both sit on the Blair bench getting ready for halftime. We'll see what adjustments both coaches make. It's been, I guess I want to say, a well-played game, but then again, you've got 6 turnovers, so can't really say that. It's 14-7, though, on the scoreboard. Defenses have been great. We can say that for sure. Offensively, it was well played in the first half. And that's going to do it. Going to do it for the first half of play. 14-7. Blair in the lead. They took the lead this quarter on a Ojabo fumble recovery forced by Jack Six for a touchdown. One of 2 defensive turnovers for Blair. And we might be able to get you an interview with Coach Saylor. We shall see at halftime. Tyler Conroy is our scoreboard operator today, but he's doing double duty also as the interview man. Getting set for Coach Saylor on the sideline. So before we go to halftime, we'll try and get you that interview and see what Coach Saylor has to say. All right, Tyler.
Standing alongside Coach Saylor here. Coach, first half, 4 turnovers, but you're still able to be up 14-7. How do you feel about that?
The defense is playing a heck of a game, but offense, we didn't come to play today. And we're not blocking anybody. We're not holding on to the ball. We're lucky to be in the lead after a first half like that. Everything goes to the defense. The defense is doing a heck of a job.
And Lawrenceville is a strong team up front defensively. How do you plan on making some changes, adjustments in the second half to get some offensive production?
Well, we just got to come off the ball. Our offensive line's not coming off the ball. We're not holding on to the ball. So it's basic football, blocking and tackling, right? And hold on to the ball security. And we're not doing that.
Well, best of luck to you the second half, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Tyler. And it is 14-7. Blair in front. Spoken like a true head coach from Coach Jim Saylor. You talk to a lot of coaches and you hear that a lot. Blocking and tackling. Blocking and tackling. Got to get back to the basics, and that's what Blair's going to try to do. Fortunately for the Buccaneers, though, they have a 14-7 lead, courtesy of, in part at least, their defense. So we're going to take A little bit of a timeout. They've got 13:30 on the clock before we start getting ready for the second half. But again, thanks for joining us on a nice sunny day from Blairstown on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. 14-7, Blair Academy, and we will get the second half in just a little bit for you. Thanks for joining us on PBPSN. I cannot say acronyms, apparently.
Nice job, dude.
Pioneers will receive the kickoff to begin our second half here.
All right, the wait is over. We're set to start the second half, 14-7. Blair in front, and as we mentioned, they are going to get the football back. Our intrepid reporter, Simon Rosenwasser, has sent us this. Petty, 61-7 over Hun. Chris Chukwinecki, 5 touchdowns in the first half against Hun. That is quite surprising, as we showed at the open that Hun is undefeated, but probably no longer. And now Crocker with the return. And he wants to go down. Will he go down? I think he lost the football. He did lose the football. And Lawrenceville has it at the Blair 30-yard line. Elijah Tiam with the recovery. And so Blair does not get his shots. That is the 5th turnover by Blair, and they're still winning. So 11:50, only 10 seconds off the clock there as we begin the third quarter officially with the first offensive play from the Blair 30-yard line. And it's a QB keeper, Rolf, up the middle, jukes out a defender to the sideline, inside the 5, fighting for the pylon, and he's knocked out of bounds. And Cody Romano over there to stop the touchdown. All the way to the 2-yard line. 28-yard run by Rolf. Well done, the dual threat ability. Rolf trying to take advantage again. Hand off to Bailey, and Bailey skates in for a touchdown. Great blocking by the offensive line there. Another 2-yard touchdown for Lawrenceville. And they are 1 point away from knotting this thing up. See the replay there. And great hole up the middle. Right off left guard. Saw Alex Morrow, one of the big men up front. And it looks like Lawrenceville's going to go for 2. They want the lead. Rolf. Quick play to the left side, intended for Chiquite and broken up. I believe that was Jenkins. Yes, it was. And that play was the same play that went for a touchdown back in the first quarter. So well diagnosed by Blair. And so Coach Flaherty maybe got a little greedy. We'll see. 14-13. His team trails. So a very efficient drive. And we will tell you about it when we come back. Two plays, 30 yards, 13 seconds, and a 2-yard run by Bailey. It's 14-13. Another short kick. It's fielded at the 25-yard line by Brinson. Brinson runs into a horde of white shirts, and he falls forward to just shy of the 39-yard line.
And let's take a look at the history of this matchup, as they've met a couple of times over the years. You see 2016, 41-27, 58-34. It's safe to say that Blair has had control of the matchup over the last couple of seasons, but not this year, as Lawrenceville trying to get a winning record in the third of Coach Flaherty's seasons with the squad. Jenkins will pitch left side to Brinson. Brinson has some room to work with, and he's wrapped up shy of the 45-yard line. Blasting game over there.
The pitch to Deshaun Brinson is carried for
So a gain of about 4 or 5 to the Blair 44. Blair has turned it over 5 times, and Petty has a couple of touchdowns off those 5 turnovers. Lawrenceville has turned it over twice, including a fumble return for a touchdown in the middle of the second quarter. Second play of this drive, play action pass. Jenkins going left side and incomplete, thrown at the feet of Taheem Crocker. And once again, Jordan Blassengame in the area. So a third down and about 5. Coach Jim Saylor speaking to Tyler in the halftime interview. He was not happy with the offensive performance in the first half. And as many coaches will say, he says it comes down to fundamentals. Trying to get better blocks up front. Pitch play to Crocker. Crocker outside, and he's wrapped up. Blassengame over there for Lawrenceville. And Adu Diawo as well. It's going to be close to that first down marker. Might be a little bit short, and it is. 1 yard short, setting up 4th down. Blair had a little bit of success through the air in the first half, including beating a blitz play to tie the score up with 5:35 left in the first quarter. 46-yard touchdown pass from Jenkins to Brinson. So this is very key, as we heard the score from Petty and Hun. Should Hun lose that game, you have a chance to tie up the Hun school in terms of conference record at least, as both these schools are 2-1 in the Maple League play. A big punt from Sharp inside the 10. Is it going to take a Blair hop? It does. He had one out at the 9-yard line. This one is out at the 4. Great punt by Sharp.
Number 60, Sid Sharp's punt flies to the 4-yard line.
About 50 yards on the kick there. 9:37 remaining in the third quarter. A 1-point deficit for Lawrenceville, who had the first score of this game. Mohamed Chakite on a slant route. 2-yard touchdown on Lawrenceville's second possession in the first quarter. Handoff, try to get some room to work with. It's Bailey trying to truck through the blue shirts, and boy, is he successful. He's dragging bodies with him. Finally, they blow the whistle. This is a guy we did not see in the game against Petty. Lawrenceville was just content to throw in that matchup. And Bailey's been doing a pretty good job, including a touchdown run on the first drive of this half. They go back to him again. Runs through a man and bursts through the line. And going to be about a yard short.
Again taken by number 34, Jaden Bailey.
Jose Martinez, one of the players in the area in blue for the Buccaneers. So play number 3. Oh, they're going to give him a first down. They're going to say it was a gain of about 6. That's the third first down of this half already for Lawrenceville. 2 receivers to the right side. Tight end Coolene coming in motion. They go that way. It's batted in the air and nearly intercepted. Brinson had a shot at it, and it was Owe again. Off that left side. It's the second time he's disrupted a pass with his 6'7" frame. Jason Owe, a 3-sport athlete. And he's a transfer student from Rutgers Prep. They did not have a football program there. And when he came to Blair, he initially came for basketball, but decided to try football out. Rolfe showing his wheels. He's got a first down and more across the 40, and he's upended out of bounds. Knocked out by Pearson. Big run by Rob Rolfe. His 47-yard line. 34 yards on the run by Rolfe. And Lawrenceville continues to move along as the officials take a timeout on the field. We can tell you a little bit more about Owe, although we did that last time, of course. And again, that 6'7" frame at least listed on the roster. And Owe said playing football might, or he thought it would expand his chances of getting recruited at the collegiate level. And Oh boy, it certainly has. When he was a junior, he had 20 scholarship offers from colleges across the country. Penn State, one of the Big Ten teams entering the pursuit. Of course, Rutgers as well, Maryland, Wisconsin, Boston College, Georgia, and so on were some of the offers as he began his junior campaign. And he is a very disruptive force in the backfield. He's knocked 2 passes down today, also has a sack. There was a face mask penalty at the end of that sack. And the defensive line really playing well. Ojabo as well had the fumble recovery for a touchdown, and Jack 6 forced that fumble. He's got a number of key tackles as well in this game. The story, however, is the fact that Blair is still able to remain up 1 despite 5 turnovers. They are -3 in the turnover margin in this game. And defensively, they have played very well. However, Rolfe able to escape and elude the pressure and get a big play there. Is there still some discussion at midfield? Coach Flaherty coming out to see what's going on. 8:41 left in the third quarter, 14-13. Blair in the lead. It was 7-7 after 1 quarter of play, and 14-7 Blair at halftime. And if you're just joining us, you missed a 2-yard touchdown run by Bailey, which could have tied the score up for Lawrenceville. They tried to go for 2, did not get it on a slant route. So their turnovers that they forced defensively have not led to the points that Coach Flaherty would like, that's for sure, as we actually opened up the second half with another Blair turnover as they fumbled the opening kickoff away. And then 2 plays later, it was a touchdown for Lawrenceville. So you've got a Lawrenceville team that is 3-4, and they're trying to get their first winning record in Coach Flaherty's tenure with the program. They are, however, 2-1 in conference play, including that big win over Petty. And they have Hill School coming up. And on the other side, Blair is 5-1. They've got a big game against Petty coming up as well. The conference still up for grabs, with Hun possibly on the way to a loss today against Petty. And so we're back underway. Whatever the issue was on the field has apparently been sorted out, and we set up for a 1st and 10. 4th play of the drive that started on the Lawrenceville 3-yard line. About a minute into this drive here. Rolfe under pressure and tipped away. Looking for Bailey, the safety valve out of the backfield.
Rolfe's pass intended for number 34, Jaden Bailey, is incomplete. Broken up.
I think that was Nolan Hogue. It was who made the play on the far side of the field. So 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. And Lawrenceville's done a good job of mixing in the run a little bit here. This time it's a zone read, and Jack 6 is going to prevent the quarterback roll from getting to midfield. 6, one of the seniors honored today. Senior day for Blair, also Parents Weekend. As Blair goes on the road to finish things up against Petty School. And it's Rolfe being chased by Ojabo. Gets away from the pressure. Jukes 1 man out. Knocked down into Blair territory. Tackle made, among others, by Owe. But it's going to bring up 4th down. So Monfrey, the punter, we did not see him very much in the 2nd quarter. We saw him a lot throughout the first half. He punted 5 or 6 times for Lawrenceville. Romano standing back at his own 10-yard line to return the kick for Blair. High snap over the head of the punter, Monfrey. Chasing after it is Blair. Monfrey puts it under his bottom, and then he secures it, holds on to that thing for dear life. However, it's going to be Blair football. Still at the 20-yard line. So that goes on. Instead of a turnover, it's a turnover on downs. Blair gets the best starting field position they have had as we take a look at that replay. Monfrey did a good job of trying to secure it. Unfortunately for Lawrenceville, it didn't matter in the end. Ball on the Lawrenceville 21. Crocker, right side. Gets a block from Brinson. Outside the numbers, and he's knocked out of bounds right at the stick. Providing the hit, Caleb Weber.
The pitch to number 21, Tahim Crocker, is taken for a big game.
See where they spot it. first down.
First down, Buccaneers.
So Blair didn't even get a chance. They would have had the first offensive possession of the second half. They fumbled it away. Then they had a 3 and out. And now they have a chance to extend their 1-point lead. To that 10-yard run by Crocker. Jenkins under center. Pitch play left side to Brinson. Brinson has some space. Runs through Blassingame, and he's knocked down inside the 10-yard line.
The pitch to number 4, Deshaun Brinson.
Third play of the drive upcoming with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. It wasn't a turnover, but it was very fortunate for the Buccaneers as the snap went over the head of the punter. They were able to start this drive on the 21-yard line of Lawrenceville. Now on the 10. Jenkins, pitch play. It's Crocker again. Crocker, outside right tackle. He's wrapped up, fighting for space. Terrence Mathis, junior defensive end out of Philadelphia, with the wrap-up.
And he is taken down.
So third down after 2 short gains.
3rd and 5.
Third down and 5 yards for the Buccaneers. And it's Jenkins, quarterback keeper. Thought he had some space. And he's not going to get there. He's going to be about a yard short. It's going to be 4th down and 3 after about a 2-yard gain there. So Jenkins is going to come over to the sideline. Oh, well, he won't make it all the way there. It looks like he got the instructions he needed. John Han Park's coming out. And it really gives you a weapon when you can get a kicker at the high school level who can hit some of these field goals. Almost extra point territory here. However, the ball is on the right hash mark. Snap down. Kick is low, and it's good. Wow, line drive kick by Judhan Park through the uprights. And Blair in front by a score of 17-13 with 5:02 left in the third quarter. Five plays, 17 yards, and a 21-yard field goal by John Han Park. So we are back underway. And a kickoff out of bounds. That's a penalty. So 5 plays in 17 yards, 5 minutes and 2 seconds was the time. So now it's a matter of tallying up the drive length. So 2 minutes and 20 seconds was the drive length, 5 plays, 17 yards, and led in that field goal. Again, nice kick by Park to give Blair the 17-13 lead. So now let's see what Lawrenceville has up their sleeve. First down and 10 from the 35. Pass right side. It's caught by Bryce Barron. The tackle made immediately. It's going to be a loss of about 1. Jack 6 yet again with a stop. 2nd down and 11. Pistol set. Bailey, left side, thrashing through the line, and he's got a first down as he falls forward past the 45-yard line. Hogue brought him down. Lawrenceville trying to establish some momentum now. Bailey again, bruising through the front. Jack 6 meets him. A number of other blue shirts as well. Forward progress marks him to about the 49-yard line. Jaden Bailey does have a touchdown run. It was at the very beginning of this quarter. Martin coming in motion, near side to far side. Play action, pump fake, being chased by Ojabo. Rolf trying to get out of the pocket, and he's down. And that time it was Sid Sharp coming up from the D-line position. Holding Rolf to no gain. Blair's done a pretty good job of getting that defensive pressure from the ends here. Rolf has had a lot of his scrambles up the middle. And there he goes again. Up the middle, trying to get out of the way, and he cannot. Falls forward to the 51, and that was Zoe with a stop. We'll bring up 4th down. Parents are in full force here on Parents Weekend in Blairstown, New Jersey at Hampshire Field, watching their Buccaneers leading 17-13, despite 5 turnovers on the day. We've seen 7 total turnovers in this game. Oh, the fake counter, and he's wrapped up. It's Ole again. After that punt went awry last time, the snap went over the punter's head. It looks like Coach Flaherty at midfield elected to go for it this time on 4th down. Did not pay off. 2:56 left in the 3rd quarter. Much slower moving 3rd quarter than that 2nd quarter we had today. Blair will start from the 49-yard line. Have not seen Owe offensively. Against Haverford, we did see him get a touchdown catch. He played tight end a lot for this team. And looks like Jenkins will air it out left side, looking for Romano, through his hands and incomplete. Diasa Jakite was a step behind for Lawrenceville. Cornerbacks have provided some great coverage today on the outside. Both teams have tried to go long and have been unable to. The only one long pass play went for a touchdown. It was 46 yards to Brinson. It was just a busted coverage. Someone did not pick him up out of the backfield on a blitz back in the 1st quarter. That was the TD that tied the game at 7. 2nd down and 10. 4-point deficit for Lawrenceville, but Blair has the ball here. And we've got some movement up front. Craig Coral. Owen Treppin also on the left side of the line, and that'll be a false start penalty on what has been a well-disciplined game from a penalty standpoint. We've seen less than 6 penalties all game long. Jenkins trotting back out on the field on a 2nd down and 15 situation, back into Blair territory. From the 44 between the hashes. A man in motion. Pitch play, and they're going to stop that before it starts. It's like another penalty. So we talk about how well these teams have been playing, and all of a sudden Blair just commits 2 infractions in a row. Dajay Pearson was tapping his chest. Looks like he was the party at fault there. So 2nd down and 20 now for the Buccaneers. Thanks for joining us on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Kevin Fodinger, Allie Winter, and Tyler Conroy, the crew today. We will also have coverage of Blair's matchup against Petty as well. So stay tuned on our YouTube channel for that, should you be interested when that matchup comes around. And it looks like Blair is going to have to make some decisions again, as they didn't go anywhere on that run. 3rd down and 20. Jenkins sells back in under center. Crocker in motion. Give right up the gut. It's Kaiser to the 40-yard line. So he gains about 2, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
The handoff to number 3, Willa Kaiser, is taken for a short gain.
So Blair only has, I believe, 3 punts today. Sharp has downed 2 of them inside the 10. Last one he downed at the 4. About a 50-yard punt. He'll stand at inside his own 30 to punt it away. Back to receive for Lawrenceville, Diasa Jakite. We've not seen Muhammad Jakite in a while. We'll see if he comes back out on the field offensively. Oh, great punt. Great hang time for the kick coverage crew. This one bounces at the 5. It will roll into the end zone, though, for a touchback. 1:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. 17-13, Blair in front. Lawrenceville had the opportunity to tie, but they could not, as they went for 2 on their first drive of this half after getting a touchdown, and they did not get it on a slant play. Lawrenceville had the first touchdown of the game with 7:15 to go in the first quarter. Blair tied it up on the next possession, and then Blair got a fumble recovery for a touchdown in the second quarter to go ahead 14-7 at the break. And the Junhan Park 21-yard field goal was the last score we've seen. There's Muhammad Jakite, and he rolls forward toward the 30-yard line. That's where the marker was. Muhammad Jakite had an interception in the first quarter, and he had that 2-yard touchdown catch as well. First down for Lawrenceville. Rolf throwing some air under it left side, and we've got a flag. 2 flags. Pearson locked up in coverage with Jakite, and I believe that's where the flag's going to come.
There's a flag in the play.
So Blair has accounted for the last 3 penalties in this contest. It's going to move Lawrenceville forward. Yes, it is. Holding on the defense.
Holding is the call on the defense. First down for Lawrenceville.
All the way up to the 41 now. Rolf running out of a tackle. Knocked down to the ground on the play.
Rolf keeps it for himself.
Jack 6 once again.
Number 60.
Registering another tackle.
Second down.
Sid Sharp in the area as well. 2nd and 8. Lawrenceville trying to go up tempo again. That's their MO this season. To about the 45-yard line. 2 running backs in the backfield. Rolf throwing right side. Diving catch made by Dallas Martin. And Brinson got the final touch that stopped that play.
Dallas Martin. For a gain just short of the first down.
1 yard at midfield. Lawrenceville needs 2 for a first. 3rd down and short. Final 15 seconds of the quarter. Diasa Jakite rolls forward for a first down into Blair territory to the 46-yard line.
The handoff to number 1.
Will that be the final play of the quarter? 5 seconds left. They move the chains. Looks like Coach Flaherty wants to get one more off. 3 seconds left. Will they snap it in time? 2 left. 1. No, they will not. End of 3. 17-13. Blair in front for the moment over Lawrenceville. The Big Red poised for another score. We'll see what happens coming up on the Play-by-Play Sports Network.
Buccaneers on top. 17-13. Lawrenceville, as they switch fields, now moving right to left. They have a first down. Play number 6 of their drive is started at their own 31. Rolf off his back foot, throwing left side, looking for Martin over his head. Oh, he had a step at the very end of that play on Pearson. But the ball was not catchable.
The pass intended for number 17.
Lawrenceville's had success when they decided to go to their running back, Jaden Bailey, in this game. See if they decide to go back to him again. He's done a really good job running between the tackles. Bailey has a touchdown in the previous quarter as well. This time it's Rolf who's going to run, and he's slung down inside the 40-yard line. Jack 6 was over there. I don't know if he made the initial hit, though. I believe Brinson did that. 6-yard gain. That's 3rd down and 4. A lot of the runs have not been designed runs as well. Rolf has done a good job, quarterback keeper. Diasa Jakite trying to go forward. His 2 runs of the game have come in this second half, so trying to change things up on the Big Red sideline. This one's going to be close. Needed 4. Did he get it? The officials are taking a look. Short. So 4th and inches.
4th down for the Lawrence.
Last time Lawrenceville went for it on 4th down, they did not get there. Blair fans on their feet, hoping for the same situation this time. Blair showing blitz left side, and they may have jumped off. We'll get the call. That looks like they did. That would be their 4th penalty in this half alone.
Encroachment is the call. First down.
So the encroachment call puts it up to the 31, and Lawrenceville will continue to operate. This time it's Bailey. Bailey's been good for at least 5 yards a pop in this one. Jack 6 on the stop. He had some assistance there as well from Jose Martinez. 2nd down and 9. Tenth play of the drive upcoming. Started with about 1:13 left in the previous quarter. Rolf being chased by Brinson. Spins away from it. He throws down the left side of the field and out of bounds. Rolf has used his mobility, that's for sure, today, as he's gotten some first downs with his legs. He's gotten away from a lot of sacks. The pressure has been relentless for Blair. 10:25 to play in the game, 17-13. The story of the day, 5 turnovers for Blair to just 2 for Lawrenceville, but the Buccaneers in the lead. Cowbells are ringing on Parents Weekend at Hampshire Field. Now it's Rolf, being chased by Brinson. He's got 3 blue shirts around him trying to get away, and he cannot. And did the ball come out? The ball did come out. No, the officials are saying he's down. Coach Jim Saylor, of course, lobbying for the fumble, but official with an emphatic point to the ground that Rolf was down before the ball skidded out. And he'll be down at the 36-yard line.
The tackle on Rolf for number 56, Jack 6.
This is Jack 6, by the way, on tackles. I think I should just say his name on every single tackle and probably be right. He has played an outstanding defensive game today. Trip to the right side. Rolf bobbles it, and he has no choice but to go down as he slips and falls. And that's Ojabo who'll jump on top of it. Back to the 45-yard line.
A turnover on downs, and the
Another turnover on downs. That's the second turnover on downs this half. That was forced by a high snap. 9:41 to play. Blair's defense, should they win this game, they're the ones who get the game ball. Jenkins again under center. Looks to the right, sends Romano in motion. Pitches that way. Romano, burst of speed, runs into his own man. Still churning out near the stick, and it might be good enough for a first down to the 36. Some life into the crowd. It is a first down.
The pitch to number 2
on the 10.5-yard run by Cody Romano.
Buccaneers.
Only offensive touchdown of the game for Blair. Came with 5:35 to go in the first quarter. 46-yard touchdown pass from Jenkins to Brinson. From the 35, pitch play to Crocker. Crocker runs into Wilcox, still stumbling forward, falls past the 30-yard line. Final pursuits by Jack Taylor.
The pitch to Kahim Crocker is taken for a gain of 5.
So, second down and 4.
58, Terrence Mathis. Second and 4.
The chant is "Let's go Bucks" at Hampshire Field. Blair a chance to put their foot on this one. Still some time left, of course, but some more points would certainly help, especially of the touchdown variety. Brinson snaking outside left tackle, fighting for that 25-yard line. The line to gain was the 26. Looks like it's spotted right there for another Buccaneer first down. The chain gang was not moving, even though the referee was constantly making the first down signal, and they finally moved. So that is the second first down for the Buccaneers on this drive. Methodical drive. This is just how Blair would like to draw things up out of their run-style offense. Handoff going to Romano, who spins forward to the 20-yard line. Reeling in the down, Isaiah Cherry. But all plays seem to be positive here for Blair on this particular occasion.
Isaiah Cherry.
To the Lawrenceville 19, play number 6 of the drive upcoming. Late in the game, that's what you want to do. You want to wear down the defense, and the guys up front have been doing a very good job for the Bucks. Awesome movement on the left side. Could be Lawrenceville's first penalty in a while. We'll see. Nope. It's a false start on Blair. So all the momentum they had, they just lost for a moment. So they're going to back up a little bit. Some more room to operate after the 5-yard penalty. Both these teams are 2-1 in conference play. Blair is 5-1 on the season. And with Hun possibly losing today, he had a report that they were down a lot early. And that would leave a couple teams at 2-1 in the conference. Brinson, left side, gets a block from Romano, trying to work back to the right. He finds some positive yardage, and he's wrapped up at the 21 of the Big Red.
The pitch to number 4. Brinson.
Gain of 2 or 3 on that effort by Brinson, but there is a flag on the field. Oh, it's another penalty on Blair.
On Blair Academy.
Coach Jim Saylor at halftime was not happy with the offensive execution, and that is part of it. Cannot have these penalties late in the game, making it a lot tougher on your team. This one is not just a 5-yard, it's a lot bigger. So they're going to back all the way up outside the 35-yard line and bring up second down and 20. So it's been a good drive. It's churned almost 3 minutes of clock. The chances of scoring are tougher now as you've backed yourselves up. Let's see what play call Coach Saylor goes with. It's going to be a pass. Right side, hits the ground, and incomplete. Intended for Pearson. Isaiah Cherry in the area, preventing the catch. Sometimes we don't call a player's name a lot. That doesn't necessarily mean they're not performing well. It just means they're performing extremely well defensively. As there's been a lot of one-on-one coverage matchups today. Jordan Blasingame, he had a good game against Petty. He's one of the players whose name we have not called too much of late. He's been doing a very good job defensively for that reason. He's back in the safety position. One-on-one coverage on the outside, left side with Romano. Pitch play right side. It's to Brinson. Brinson trying to find room to work with outside the numbers, and he's pasted down to the turf. Terrence Mathis, who's had a couple of big plays in this game, did a good job of staying with Crocker and cutting off the angle. 4th down and very long at the 39. So that is a great stand by the Lawrenceville defense.
Lawrenceville has forced 5 turnovers today, yet they trail by 4. And the clock continues to run, almost inside the final 6 minutes of the game. Chiquite back at his own 10-yard line. Sid Sharp, he is down 2 punts inside the 10 today. Let's see what he does here. He receives the snap. Boots it up. This one angling right side. It just went off the side of his foot. He threw his head up in the air disgusted, and that's going to be decent field position after the short punt. That punt of about 9 yards.
Sharp's punt is kicked out of bounds, and the Lawrenceville school will take over at.
So Lawrenceville starts at the 30-yard line, their own 30-yard line, with 5:44 to play, and still very much in this game. They executed very well offensively after a fumble recovery on the opening kickoff of the second half. 2 plays, and they had 30 yards into the end zone with a 2-yard run by Bailey. Missed the PAT. They went for 2, as that one intended for the tight end and incomplete.
Pass intended for number
Went for
8,
2 and did not get it. Missed the slant route. Jenkins was defending, so it was a key play there. And that made it 14-13 at the time. And then Junghan Park, with 5:02 left in the third quarter, had a 21-yard field goal. Bailey again, the workhorse, bursting outside, skates to just about the 40-yard line. But that's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down marker.
James Bailey takes the handoff. Tackle short of the first down.
So that tempo is going to be more important than ever for this Lawrenceville squad as the clock continues to run after that run play. 3rd down and 3 for the Big Red. Handoff up the middle. Diasa Jakite falls forward across the 40 for a first down.
Diasa Jakite takes the handoff for a first down.
Lawrenceville's gone back to the run, and it seemed to work, especially on the short yardage plays. Final 5 minutes of this game from Blairstown. Roll, pump fake, wrapped up. A gain of about 1. I wonder who that was.
Ralph takes it himself, tackled by number 65.
It was Owen Treppel. I thought it was going to be Jack 6, but it wasn't. Great job just by everyone on Blair's line today. And again, it's Treppon. Stops him in the backfield for a loss of 2 back to the 40-yard line. 4:30 to play. 3rd down and 10 for the Big Red. Getting to do or die territory. Rolf. Quick outlet, right side. Diasas Jakite. Running pass short, but he's knocked out of bounds. He's going to be short. 4th down and 4. Upcoming.
The pass to Diasa Jakite. Tackle made by 66 yards.
So the Blair crowd still ringing those cowbells. Rolf, delayed handoff. He's going to keep it himself, fighting forward for yards. He won't get there. They're going to stop him at the 49. A defensive stand by the Buccaneers. And they'll get the ball back with 3:40 to play.
Blair Academy will take over at around midfield.
They'll start on the Lawrenceville 49. These teams have been going back and forth this whole second half, changing positions, but no one has been able to put it in the end zone since the 11:37 mark of the third quarter. Blair holding on to their 4-point lead. 3:40 to go. Can they milk this clock? Pitch play left side. Brinson toward the sideline. Pile driven down in front of the Lawrenceville faithful. Weber might have been the one who knocked him out of bounds after a gain of about 2.
The pitch to number 4, Deshaun Brinson, is taken for a short gain.
And a flag on the field. Now in the Lawrenceville and Petty game, we saw some unsportsmanlike conduct calls. Let's see what the case is here. It's a sideline warning, isn't it?
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Lawrenceville. First down for the Academy.
Well, it's another unsportsmanlike call, that's for sure. I just couldn't tell who it was on. Might have been on the sideline of the Lawrenceville staff, as some of the assistants are really working the linesmen over there. But boy, that's not something you want. That's obvious, because Blair's going to take advantage of that. Setting up now at the Lawrenceville 31. They'll say thank you, and we'll see what they do on 1st and 10. Delayed handoff right up the gut. And was that Kaiser again? Yes, it was. Kaiser's not had a gain of over 10 yards, but he's working hard every time he gets the football. And we've got a timeout on the field.
Kaiser's taken for a short game, and
2:56 remaining after Lawrenceville takes the timeout. 17-13 Blair. We'll find out what the rest of this game has in store in just a few moments on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. A turnover on downs, a key stop at about midfield, gave Blair the football back, and they're trying to see what they can do with it here out of the Lawrenceville timeout with 2:56 to play. Blair's just about 2 minutes away from a 6-1 record and a 3-1 conference mark. 2nd down and 8 from the Lawrenceville 30-yard line. Play number 3 of this drive upcoming. Two wide receivers to the right side. Romano in motion. Pitch play once again to Romano. Juking right, then left. And runs into a couple of bodies in white shirts. Led by Harrison Burke.
Cody Romano is taken for a short gain.
The 29-yard line.
For the Big Red.
And the Big Red will take another timeout because they would like to get the ball back and a shot at possibly going ahead in this game. So they have one timeout remaining. Blair still has all 3 of its timeouts. 2:47 to play, 17-13. A quick recap of what we saw today in the first quarter on the 3rd series of the game. It was Lawrenceville. They had a 7-play, 41-yard drive that lasted 2 minutes, ending in a 2-yard touchdown pass from Rolf to Chiquite with 7:15 remaining in that quarter. Then the next series, 4 plays, 65 yards for Blair. They got it in the end zone, a 46-yard pass from Jenkins to Brinson. That was with 5:35 to go in the first. It was 7-7 after 1. The only score in the second quarter came defensively for Blair. Jack Six forced a fumble. Ojabo recovered it, took it back about 30 yards or so. The extra point was good to make it 14-7 with 5:19 to go in the second quarter. And we had 2 scores in the third. Lawrenceville scored on the opening series. They went for 2, didn't get it. After the 2-yard touchdown run by Bailey, it was 14-13. And then Blair had a 5-play, 17-yard drive that ended in a 21-yard park field goal to go up 17-13. No scoring in this fourth quarter. Out of the Lawrenceville timeout, let's see if Blair can give us one. Pitch play right side. Crocker. Oh, he's met in the backfield, trying to fight out of a tackle, but he will not. Back to the 35-yard line. Finished off on the play by Nick Wilcox. First hit delivered by Kwesi Adu-Diawo.
It's taken for a loss, brought down by number 55, Nick Wilcox.
So the forward progress will mark it to the 32.
Another timeout.
And Lawrenceville will use their final timeout with 2:26 to play. So they've got to get a stop on 4th down and 10. Wonder what Coach Flaherty is going to draw up in order to do that. Defensively, the Big Red have played very well. As we mentioned, only 1 offensive touchdown given up by Lawrenceville. That's been their calling card this season, their defense. Very good coverage, the defensive backs, and they have not allowed any long runs from Blair in this game. Lawrenceville already back out onto the field as Blair finishes up Again, our next coverage for you on the Play-by-Play Sports Network football-wise will be Blair and Petty. That one at Petty. So stay tuned for that. You can also, while you're on the YouTube channel, click around and see our schedule for other upcoming events. Cover some of the Maple League schools as well on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in today. 17-13 Blair trying to finish this one off. Lawrenceville wants to get to 500, get a shot at a winning record. They're going to have to pull something together here. Certainly within reach, but they've got to get a stop on this 4th down play. Blair trying to finish the game off. Jenkins stamping his foot. Play action, right side. He's going to throw and dropped in the arms of Weber, which is fine because it's a net gain on the play. Should he have caught that and went out of bounds, it would have been at the 25. So 2:20 to play. Blair once again has to call on their defense. Coach Jim Saylor said at halftime, defensively, we've been outstanding. Blair was still up at that point. They've turned it over 5 times in this game, have the Buccaneers, yet they still lead 17-13. And the defense, especially the pressure up front. Jack 6, Sid Sharp, Ojabo, Owe. Those are some of the big names who have stepped up of late to get pressure on roll. From the Lawrenceville 32, here come the Big Red with 2 backs in the backfield. Rolf being pressured, airs it out right side, tipped and incomplete. Romano looking for Mohamed Jakite. Romano has done a wonderful job getting inside position all game long. And you don't always have to go for the interception to make the big play. He's a very smart football player. You see him a lot try to bat it down. At least in this game we've seen that, and done a very good job in single coverage. 2nd down and 10. Quick pass play to the left side and out of bounds to stop the clock at about the 37-yard line. That's Dallas Martin on the catch. A gain of about 4. .2:11 on the clock. 17-13 Blair. 3rd down for the Big Red. Rolf airing it out left side, looking for Martin. Picked off. There is a flag. Hogue with the interception. Runs through a couple of men inside the 35-yard line. And that, pending the flag, would be the 3rd turnover forced by Blair in this game and would practically seal it. Pass interference on the offense, obviously declined. Blair football, 2 minutes left. It looks like the Buccaneers are going to be 6-1. Hogue coming up with the interception. The 8th turnover combined by the teams today. Coach Flaherty is out at midfield speaking to the refs, waving his arms. I'm guessing he thought that, wow, he's at midfield at the B logo and we've got a flag. He's still out on the field barking at the officials. Already an unsportsmanlike call for Lawrenceville. And Flaherty is now walking off in a hot temper to the far sideline. Oh boy.
That is a 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty. And Blair says we'll take that.
On the 19-yard line.
From the Lawrenceville 19 with 2 minutes to play. Buccaneers trying to finish. Jenkins squirming his way up the middle inside the 15. That's where he's going to be pounded down by Weber and a couple of others. At this point, it's just hold on to the football for the Buccaneers. -2 on the turnover margin today. But looks like they're going to move to 6-1 with a date with Petty coming up. Petty, of course, coming off a game against Hun today. Did not get a final score from Simon yet. Petty was up big. .121 and counting on the clock. 17-13 your score. You can see the scoreboard does not reflect that, so I'll try to update you to the best of my ability, time-wise, as Tyler Conroy doing double duties, going down to try to get an interview for the postgame. 1:05 to play. Right side, Romano on the pitch play. Blassingame will usher him down inside the 10-yard line. 57 seconds on the clock as they move the chains. 17-13 Blair, first down. And goal from the 9. Third play of the game as the Buccaneers trying to ice the contest. They have not found the end zone offensively since early in the first quarter. Trying to do so again. 46 seconds to play. And the knee from Jenkins. No timeouts left for Lawrenceville, by the way. So the Buccaneers are going to move to 3-1 in Maple League play and 6-1 on the season. Lawrenceville dropping to 3-5 and 2-2 in the conference. 24 seconds left. Continue the clock. Another knee in that victory formation for Jenkins. On Parents Weekend, it was a hard-fought win, but a win nonetheless for Blair Academy. And their defense got it done. (17-13), the Buccaneers with a victory. And we will be back in just a moment on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Welcome back to Blairstown. As you can see, the final score 17-13. As we will go through the scoring summary, we may have an interview for you as well as Blair Academy comes away with the victory. So Tyler is standing by. We'll see if we can get Coach Saylor or a player on senior day. Seniors playing their final game at Hampshire Field, and the defense really stepped up. So we go through the scoring summary. We started in the first quarter, back and forth affair, the third series of the game with 7:15 left in the first quarter. 7-play, 41-yard drive over 2 minutes. Rolf to Jakite, and the kick was good after the 2-yard touchdown pass. 7-0 Lawrenceville. Blair answered on a nice play from Jenkins to Brinson. 46-yard pass, 4 plays, 65 yards, about a minute 40 of game action. 7-7 your score. And that's the way it stood after one quarter. A couple of turnover on downs, a lot of just turnovers, period. And we got one that led to a touchdown. Jack 6 forced a fumble coming off the right edge. And it was picked up at about the 35, returned back from Ojabo joyously with the hands up in the air as the kick was good to make it 14-7 with 5:19 to go in the first half.
and Romano closed the half with an interception as well. It was 14-7 Blair after 2 periods of play. And then we started the second half, and it looked like Lawrenceville was going to eventually have the edge on the scoreboard, as they already had the edge in the turnover margin by a pretty big margin to that point, as it was Blair who fumbled the opening kickoff in the second half, and Lawrenceville took over at the Blair 30-yard line. 2 plays later, they had themselves a touchdown. 2-yard run by Bailey with 11:37 to go in the third quarter. But the Big Red then went for 2, did not get it, and they trailed 14-13. Then with 5:02 to go, a 5-play, 17-yard drive over 2 minutes and 20 seconds, capped off by a Junhan Park 21-yard field goal to make it 17-13 Blair, and that's the way it stood after 3 quarters of play. And we had no scoring in the fourth quarter. A couple of turnovers on downs on Lawrenceville's part, and then Hogue sealed the game with an interception. So a very big victory as Blair heads off into what is going to be a very hot Petty team after their game against Hun today. Again, no final score on that one for you, but we had some updates throughout the day. Chunkwinecki had a very big first half for Petty, and it's a good day for Blair Academy. If you are sticking around here, we will try to see if we get an interview, and if you're still with us, you'll be able to hear that. If not, thank you for joining us today. We'll be back to wrap things up in a few moments from Blairstown on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. if you are still hanging around, you will finally get that Jim Saylor post-game. Let's see. I'd imagine he's a little happier now than he was when we talked to him at halftime. Tyler Conroy will do the honors.
Standing alongside Coach Jim Saylor. Coach, able to pull it out. Doesn't always go the way you want it to, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a 17-14 Blair Academy win. How do you feel right now?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy for the seniors, the post-grads. Win's a win. They're not always going to be pretty, and, I'm proud of the boys for battling. Defensively, we played a great game. Offensively, not so great. We're going to have to get better next week to be playing the team from down south. But, it's a big win for the seniors. The last time they're playing on this home turf, and, it's a win's a win,
You talk about your senior day here at Blair Academy. What do you think it means to these seniors to get a win here on their home field one more time?
Oh, I think it means the world to them right now. I think it's what they've been dreaming about probably since they were freshmen. When the seniors, when they were playing for the seniors, they were here. We have a bunch of 4-year seniors, guys that have been here for a long time, and it means the world to them. And I'm glad that they were able to pull it out and get the seniors off the field with a big W.
Yeah, and you talk about your defense. Time and time again this game, you called upon them in big spots of the game to make big stops. 2:20 left there in the fourth quarter. Your defense comes out again, and they're able to force an interception. What's going through your mind at that point?
Our defensive coordinator, Greg Bowman, does a heck of a job getting these kids prepared every week. I knew someone was going to come up with a big play. I say that now as my heart was pumping like crazy. But, all season we've come up big. We could possibly be 1-6 at this point, but our kids just battle and battle and battle. They've shown a lot of heart. So I knew someone was going to come up big. It was a great play, and all day long, guys came up when they needed to and made big plays, and that's big-time football.
Yeah, you're definitely right with that. Blair Academy was flying all over the field, making great plays on defense. Next week is the Petty game. How do you plan on having a good week of practice in preparation for that game?
Well, it doesn't take much to motivate our players to play Petty. They have a great coaching staff. They have a great team. On paper, we're probably 35-point underdogs. They got 11 starters on offense that are Division I scholarship and probably 11 on defense, and that's not us. But our kids will work hard this week, and I can guarantee you we're going to come. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a war. We'll sit down as coaches, get a game plan, and it should be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I have a lot of respect for Petty, their coaching staff, and their players, and it'll be a lot of fun next week on Saturday.
Well, good luck to you, Coach. Congratulations. 6-1 on the season now, and we wish you the best against Petty.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Tyler Conroy. And that is going to do it for our coverage today. 17-13, the final score. Blair Buccaneers over the Lawrenceville Big Red for Allie Winter. Our technical director of this broadcast, Tyler Conroy, who was on scoreboard and also interviews. I am Kevin Fodinger saying so long, and we will see you next time. Have a good weekend.